Today we're going to learn how to make Alaskan rolls. Now the first thing you're going to want for that is of course some really nice sushi grade salmon. And here's the kind of cut you want, and we're going to go ahead and slice the strips for what are going to go inside the sushi first. And we're using a really sharp knife. It's called a sashimi hocho, which means a raw fish knife in Japanese. And you see we really want to get the strips to look just like so. Now that's going to go on the inside of the sushi along with some crab sticks. So you're going to want 2 of those, and we're also going to put some avocado. And we've already peeled and cut it in half and took out the seed. So here we're going to do slices like this. And you can slice horizontally if you like to. In this particular case it doesn't matter, it's going inside the sushi, but basically the rule of sushi is the cleaner the nicer it looks, it's just so much better. So here we find cutting lengthwise gives us nice pretty strips, so that's why we always do it that way. And of course we want to put a little bit of lemon on top too. That keeps your avocado from turning brown inside your sushi. Nothing really as unappetizing as that. And here we have a cucumber that we already cut to the length of our seaweed. And we go ahead and we're going to cut this into nice strips as well. Very similar to the salmon strips we just cut. And they're nice clean strips. Just like that. And the knife really makes a difference here. And just to illustrate what we want them to look like, we're going to go ahead and separate them out and show you what that looks like right there. That's what you're looking for. And now that we have all the pieces together, we're going to put them together. And you'll notice here, for our specialty rolls like the Alaskan roll, we use a smaller base. And go ahead and click on the link there to see how to get there. We show you how to do that. But with the smaller bases, the rice bases is what I'm referring to on the bamboo mat. We show you how to get there in the other video. And here you can see we're just lining up the ingredients right across the sushi to be sure as best we can that every piece gets all the ingredients. And right there we want to put it right in the middle. The avocado always sticks on us no matter what we do, but that's what we want it to look like. And then we come and we're going to roll it together. Now with these smaller rolls, really you can sometimes only roll it once, and you definitely want to get it in there and squeeze it as tightly as you can. Not as tightly as you can, but very firmly. And there you can see that there's only room for about another quarter of a roll there. So we're going to roll it there as well and squeeze, and that's going to give us the base for our Alaskan roll. Like I said, with the smaller rolls, it's not like we can roll it 2 or 3 times. Now, what makes the Alaskan roll actually special besides the salmon inside of it is the salmon on top of it. And that's what we're cutting here. We're cutting the other piece of our sushi grade salmon. Getting sushi grade is essential here. Definitely don't make a mistake on that. Is we're cutting out sashimi slices here, very similar to the nigiri sushi like we saw before. And so we're cutting these pieces. These are the ones that are going to go on top of the roll after we've cut it. So we want to keep all the slices here about the same size as best we can, and that's about 5 millimeters for each slice if you want to go standard restaurant sizes on those cuts. So here you can see that we're just cutting this piece up to make sure we have enough pieces for that. And here we are, we've got the slices that we just cut, we have the roll we just made, and what we're going to do is we're going to take each of these different slices of fish and we're just going to put them on top just like that. And we want to keep it looking as neat as possible. Definitely a little bit of an overlap is nice. You're going to see in just a minute how we really get it to look like it does in the restaurant. So right now don't worry about that so much, just worry about getting all the pieces on top in a slightly overlapping fashion like so. Don't worry about pressing it down tightly or anything like that right now. We're going to show you how to do that in just a second. So as you can see, it does take quite a few pieces of the sashimi there. And now once we have it on top, what we're going to do is we're actually going to take saran wrap and put it right on top just like so. And then what we do is we're going to grab the bamboo mat that we just used to roll the sushi, and we're going to put it on top and we're going to grip it like so. And what that does is it really forms the fish to the to the sushi roll we just made, and that's what they do in the restaurants to really make it look like it's one piece, one uniform, and not all loosey-goosey, if you will. Now this is important for when you cut your sushi roll. You want to take a rag, and in the water and rice vinegar mixture, you want to dip it in there and wring it out a little bit. You want that to be damp. Now that's the same mixture we used to keep the rice off our hands. We got our hands wet with that when we put together the rice base like you see in the other videos. Now once you have that and you have your saran wrap roll ready, what you want to do is for every cut you want to wipe your knife like so, and then cut right through the saran wrap and right through the sushi. And it's important every time that you wipe your knife down. Otherwise it's not going to cut as cleanly, it's going to make the rice kind of stick together, and it's not going to cut through the saran wrap as nicely either. So we want that, and you can cut your rolls as large or as wide or as narrow as you like. Generally we like it right at about the width of about 1.5 fingers, if you will, maybe 2, depending on what your preference is. There's really no hard and fast rules for that. And here it's just wiping the knife and cutting the roll right through the saran wrap. Wipe the knife, cut the roll, and right about there is probably good. Now once we have that, the next step is to pull off the saran wrap like so, and you can see because we squeezed the fish so firmly, it stays on there. And the next step is to simply take out your rolls for display. We use the Sushi Gator for that. It's a special Japanese plate, but any plate will do. And right there, that's your Alaskan rolls. And as you can see, they turned out beautiful. They're really easy to make, and we hope you enjoy making them at home as well. Thank you for watching. We appreciate likes